Healy programs. So this is a very, very good tool so that people always exactly know which of the programs on their Healy they can use for their special condition. It is also a very good tool to show the people immediately how effective the Healy is by making a measurement with the, just a moment. Oh, here, because this is a prototype of the device.
Wow.
It's just a prototype because we are changing the design to something a little more fashionable, and we are also trying to get a white one because not everyone likes black. So we have to convince the producer who produces our hardware to make a white one. So I can make a measurement. It will take 5 minutes because I need 5 minutes of a very precise ECG, which is the measurement of the heartbeat. And if I have 5 minutes, I can, the watch will do a frequency analysis of the heartbeat. And from this frequency analysis, I get a lot of parameters which we use for the assessment of the condition of the system. So if you do such a measurement for, let's say, 5 minutes, yeah, for the 5 minutes, it will immediately tell you which Healy program you can use. Then if you use the Healy program for, let's say, 20 minutes, that's enough. And you do another measurement with the same watch, Healy watch, you will see that there's a big improvement. So I think this is very good so that we can show to the people an immediate effect of one treatment with Healy. So this is something which I'm working on since January already. January this year, but in the last weeks, 2 weeks, we are finalizing the whole software development and especially finalizing the connection of the health parameters to the Healy programs. So this is one of the things which are coming up in November, but to understand, this is not the important thing. The important thing is the Healy, because this will only tell you what's the problem, but then you don't have a solution. But the Healy can give you a solution. So the Healy will always be the most important what we have. It will be like the crown of everything. Because this is the difference also like to other companies like Apple. Apple is now focusing on the next big thing. And the next big thing is health. Because people in many countries have everything. They even have money. But still they have problems. Many are not healthy and many are not happy. So health and happiness is necessary. Otherwise, all your money will not help you. So Apple is focusing on this. First, they did computers. Then Steve Jobs had this great idea with the iPad and the iPod and the iPhone. But now everyone produces this kind of phones. So they needed the new mega trend. And this is wearables for health. Bill Gates, just 2 weeks before, he published the most important 10 things to earn money with in future. 10 mega trends. Do you know what he mentioned there? It's 10 things. The first was vegan food. You know what is vegan food? Yes. So the list Bill Gates published, the first thing was vegan food, because he said this is a future for our planet. People will eat not so many animals anymore because this destroys our planet. It destroys our environment. And now there's all this vegan hamburgers and Beyond Meat, and these companies are growing like anything. This was number one. Number two was new carbon dioxide filters, which can filter the pollution out of the environment. Number two. Number three, he said, is wearables for health. This is number three, especially Apple Watch, especially if it has an ECG function. Our Healy Watch has a very good ECG function. So he said, this is the third big mega trend. And then he's mentioning some other things. So Apple Watch has this, and many people in Germany, almost every second person has an Apple Watch. But the Apple Watch can only tell you what is the problem. It cannot give you any solution. So what is the solution? Of course, the solution is healthy lifestyle, but this enough for many people who are already sick is not enough. So I think if we combine these two technologies, a wearable for diagnostics and a wearable which can actually help you with your well-being, with your balance, with your health, can treat you, then this is a combination which is absolutely unique in the world. And I'm absolutely sure within the next 5 years, Apple will not come out with a wearable for treatment. They will not. So we have at least 5 years. And I think if they will come out with something, they might try to copy Healy. But we will have a big advancement already of at least 5 years. For 5 years, they will not come out with any wearable which can treat. So we are here already right now. We have the Healy, which can help in so many ways. And if we connect it with one of these mega trends, like wearables for tracking your fitness, your wellness, your health, then this is an absolute unique combination. So therefore, I'm very passionate about it. We're improving the Healy by creating many new programs for treatment, for application. This is something which I have worked on yesterday, creating new programs for emotional balance. This is very important because most diseases are due to emotional and psychological imbalance. So if we can treat the root causes of these problems, like anger, if you have suppressed anger, you will get problems with your liver. Or if you have a suppressed fear, you might get problems with your kidney. So that each and every disease in the body has an emotional background. So we will coming out with 48 programs for emotional balancing on your Healy. 48 is a beginning. We will have much more, but 48 programs will be 4 pages on your Healy, 4 pages of your Healy, on your Healy, which each have 12 programs. So together it's 48. And it will be related to the organs, and it will be connected to certain, the emotions are connected to certain diseases. So there will be a program where you can check if somebody has a disease, which emotion is behind, and then you can treat this emotion. So this is not a medical application because it's only balancing the emotions. But we know if we balance the emotions on a bioenergetic level with the frequencies, then everything can happen. So this is something I'm also very passionate about. So we are already developing this 48 programs for emotions, and we are publishing a little booklet about it so that people can understand how the emotions and the other problems in their life and diseases, how they are connected, and how can they can work on it on a deeper level. So this will also be available in October. If I say October, because in October we will have a big event, like in Europe, where we'll have more than 1,000 people coming, maybe in France, maybe in Spain, I'm not sure. For sure, we will also have something in Asia. So it's something our final event in the year to get our members together. And there I want to present 4 new, let me count, 3 new devices and 7, 8 new programs, which will also be based on monthly subscriptions. Like one of these programs, which we are also now finalizing, is called Digital Nutrition. Because many people take supplements because the food is not so good anymore. They take vitamins, they take proteins, they take neurotransmitters for the brain. Especially the brain has a lot of problems nowadays because of the stress, our lifestyle, because of all the smartphones and all the computers and everything. So in the brain, a lot of negative neurotransmitters are produced, like glutamate. So the other neurotransmitters like GABA and others, serotonin and so on, they're going down, and people get more and more crazy and develop depression and burnout and so on. So for this, we have to get a special nutrition for the brain. So there's a lot of necessities in nutrition which we're having. So we have created the frequency programs for more than 300 components, like vitamin B12, like vitamin D3, like certain neurotransmitters, like amino acids, like other things. So we have created frequency programs for altogether around 300 different biochemical components. And now we have put them together to 48 mixtures. Like, for example, if you want to increase the quality of your skin, you need a certain combination of supplements. So we put together all the frequencies of the supplements which are good for skin. This is one program. Then for hair, another program. Then for the brain, another program, having around 10 to 12 components. So it's containing then all the frequencies of this 10 to 12 components, and it will be one program in the Healy digital nutrition, which will have the frequencies for the nutrition of the brain. So it will be around 48 also on 4 or 5 pages. Maybe it will be also 60. We have to see, because we're getting new ones. And you will have a program to analyze which of these digital nutritions you need in your Healy. It will be part of Healy Resonance, because Healy Resonance, some of you have Healy Resonance. It's the highest module of Healy. It can analyze what is the best for you. So it can analyze which nutritions you need right now. So it can analyze which of these mixtures you need from the Healy, so that you can use it. And you will every day use one of these programs. Maybe you can also use 2, but not too much. But then you will also, from our app, from our software, on the smartphone, you will also get a list of food which is good for you. So we don't give you only the frequencies, because I don't believe in it. I don't believe that everything can be solved by frequencies only. But you always need to do something with the frequencies and something in the real life. Not only on the level of the electrical fields in your body, but I want to change something in my life also. I don't want to depend on some device only. So if you want to change something for your brain, take the right frequencies with Healy, and also eat a little more healthy, and we will help you by giving you an exact list what you need in this situation of what you can shop. If you next time go shopping, shop the right things and eat the right things, get the right frequency programs, and I'm absolutely sure it will make a big difference. So then in this case, you don't have to take any supplements. You don't have to buy any supplements, but digital nutrition plus eating a little more healthy, and it will change so many things in your life. So this is another program we are developing. So we will have the Healy Watch. We will have very special Healy Watch programs on your Healy to help you with these conditions. Will be special app. This will be a auto chip program or a monthly subscription, so that if people come in as the members, they will buy the Healy Watch, or they will buy the Healy, but they can also have a monthly subscription, starting with 10 euro, 20 euro a month, going up, and get more and more possibilities of how to use the Healy. So we will have, then the next program will be the emotional balance, which will be very amazing, connected to all the different issues, health issues, how they are affected by the emotions, and how you can can balance the emotions with the Healy programs. And then there will be the digital nutrition, which will be really a highlight, because it's an amazing feature that what you can do with the chemistry, you can also do with frequencies. 3 years ago, I was in Italy, in the Tuscany, in the summer. It actually was 1st of July, so exactly 3 years ago. And I was sitting together with 25 or 30 scientists, cutting-edge scientists on quantum physics, quantum medicine, technology based on quantum, invited by Professor Erwin Laszlo from Budapest, a very famous scientist. It was kind of a think tank. So we were sitting together for 4 days, having lectures, but mainly talking. But the most interesting part of this was the evenings. In the evenings, we were sitting in a typical small Italian restaurant in a village on the marketplace. So sitting together with the main scientists there, I had a lot of personal talks with especially 2 professors and 1 professor lady. And one of these professors, he is from Italy, from Bologna. He told me personally that he's doing research on how frequencies affect our cells since more than 20 years. But he told me that the main research on these frequencies is not done at the universities, but it is on a higher level, like military research, like kind of hidden research. But he said that the conclusion of this research is that the medicine which we can expect in the future will be related to frequencies which can regenerate the cells. He said that in the future, the medicine will not be any more biochemical, but it will be regeneration of cells based on frequencies. So this encouraged me 3 years ago very, very much to complete the Healy. So what I learned from him is that there are frequencies to activate our stem cells. Have you heard about stem cells?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's something becoming very famous for people who have a lot of money, because they can make a stem cell treatment. It can be very expensive. Many people from Germany go to Asia, like to Bangkok, to get this kind of treatments because it's cheaper. It can be maybe 20,000 euro or something. But there, believe me or not, there is very, very good scientific research, clinical studies, which show that special frequencies can activate the stem cells, can help the stem cell, can support the stem cell migration. Stem cell migration means the stem cells are migrating in the body to the place where they are needed. Because they might come from the skin, but they have to go to the liver. They might come from the bone marrow, but they need to go to the kidney. So they have to migrate. They have to go through the body. So this is something you can support by frequencies. Then it's important that the stem cells differentiate, because one stem cell can create a heart, it can create a kidney, but it can also help to grow the bones. So they need to be differentiated. There are special frequencies for stem cell differentiation, for repair of tissues. So I have done a very big research into all the clinical studies which are published publicly, but also in a hidden way. I have some access to hidden studies, fortunately, through one of these professors. I found more than 50 clinical studies on the effect of frequencies on stem cell regeneration, on the DNA regeneration, on stem cell differentiation, proliferation, migration, and so on. Many frequencies which are used, but there are no devices to buy with this, because they say, this professor told me it's a medicine of the future. It's not the medicine of now. Now they still want to sell the chemical, the biochemical, pharmaceutic things, because it's such a big business, but at one point it will change. But not, I don't believe, within the next 5 years. So I put together all these frequencies and created 12 programs for, we call it bioenergetic regeneration. But we can say that in these 12 programs, we have all these frequencies from the research on stem cells, on DNA regeneration, on telomere regeneration, and so on. We take the same frequencies and use them in the Healy, but have our quantum sensors select which of this frequency someone needs now. So we combine our Healy technology, quantum technology, with these frequencies, which is based on 20 years of stem cell research, and create 12 programs for bioenergetic regeneration. So I have put together these programs already, and I'm quite sure also in October, latest November, this will all be published on your Healy. So if someone has a Healy, all these new developments are possible. And I think we will not sell these programs, but we will give it to the people on the basis of a monthly subscription, because otherwise it's too much. But if they pay some little money every month, they can get the programs for stem cell regeneration, for emotional balance, for digital nutrition. They can choose what they want. It's not that everyone needs everything, but some people are crazy after stem cell treatment. So they can get our bioenergetic version of it. And I believe, and this is what another professor in Germany, I don't want to mention his name in front of 100 people, because it was a private talk. It's one of the leading professors of epigenetics in Germany. He's working at the university. I don't even can tell the university, but he's living on a castle on a 750-meter high mountain. And he told me personally in his laboratory that he thinks that the biochemical stem cell treatment is not without risks. It has a lot of risks related to cancer and so on. And it's not researched so well. And therefore he said, we have to do the research on the frequencies, because he believes this is absolutely without any side effects. And he knows that frequencies can do the same thing. He's the second professor on a very high level who confirmed my own intuition and my own research on it. So on the basis of this leading professors, one from Bologna and one from Saxonia in Germany, I can be very sure, and based on this clinical studies, that the frequencies we will be using will be very safe, and it will be very, very effective. So this is, I can tell you more what is coming up, but I think there's already a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. More. Wow, amazing.
No, I have to think, hey, Stefano, I think this is... Yeah. So, but believe me, it's a lot of work on our side. It's a lot of work. And in the last 6 months, I hardly found time to do this work because I was traveling everywhere. I was traveling to Manila and to Bangkok and to Hong Kong, and I was traveling in Europe. Next week, I go to Budapest. And so I decided to travel a little less now and more focus back on the research, on the development, because it's very difficult to do both at the same time. It's very nice for me to travel and talk. And, but especially, for example, the last 1.5 weeks, I was sitting at home doing a lot of work. But yesterday, I decided spontaneously to go to the mountains to visit one of my best friends, Christian Halper, who you know from Healy, the story of Healy. And he has a beautiful resort in the high mountains in Austria, and this is where I'm now. Maybe I can show you the mountains. I can try.
It's snowing there.
It's very beautiful. Just a moment. I have to open the curtain. So it's a very, maybe you can see.
Ah.
You see there's a lake. You see the lake?
Yes. Yes.
After this Zoom call, I will swim in the lake to the other side of the lake. So
to celebrate our conference, of course.
Yes, because because here it's a little early in the morning, so I didn't take bath in the lake yet. Just took shower, but I will go to the lake and swim, and afterwards go to the sauna because it's not very warm here. You must have it very warm in Manila, isn't it?
Yes.
How warm is it? How hot is it?
30 plus outside, but here very agreeable in the conference.
Okay, because we only have like 18 degrees. Now it's maybe only 15. So it's nice to swim in the lake. It's nice to swim, but it's good to go to the sauna afterwards. So this is what this is what I will be doing. Yeah, and we also every week we are getting very amazing results with Healy from the people using Healy, and I'm so happy about it. When I was in Budapest 1 month ago, I met an old friend who is actually a healer himself, and he was introduced to me by another friend. I didn't recognize him because I met him 25 years ago. 25 years ago, when I was a monk still. He gave me treatment as a healer because I had some problems with my knees. But now he developed liver cirrhosis, very serious. Liver cirrhosis, deadly liver cirrhosis. The doctors told him that he maybe have only 4 weeks to live. And they asked me if he can do anything with Healy. And I said, I don't know, because this is very, very, very serious. Liver cirrhosis, the doctors say only 4 weeks to live. And he said, I have to live 2 months because in 2 months I will get a medicine which has the power to treat my liver cirrhosis. I just have to live 2 months. If you can give me 2 months only. Doctors give him only 1 month, but if you with Healy can prolong it to 2 months, I will be so thankful. I will go on the stages everywhere. He's a little famous and tell about Healy. I said, this is not necessary. We will try to help you. And I immediately called Nuno Nina and asked him if he can give me the program for liver cirrhosis, if there's anything we can do with the frequencies for this. And after 5 minutes, he sent me the frequencies. So we made a special program for bioenergetic support for liver cirrhosis, because we are not a medical device to treat liver cirrhosis, but we can do bioenergetic support for the liver. And he gave me special frequency for cirrhosis. And so we gave it to him, 2 programs, and he's using every day. And it's now 4 weeks, more than 4 weeks. It's more than 4 weeks. And he says he is feeling better every day. He has energy, and he's very well off. And he's very, very confident that he will be there still in 1 month when this medicine is coming. So I was so happy to hear this, because the main purpose of Healy is to help people. It's not a device to sell to make money only. Absolutely not. It's the main purpose is to help the people. And this kind of stories we almost having every day. This is one which was touching me very much, because I know him for 25 years. And that time he helped me as a healer. So this time I could give it back to him. So I'm so happy about it. And I'm really happy whenever I hear that Healy helps the people. So you said you have some questions, isn't it?
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing so much with us. Now we want to share a lot with you, because we have 12 ladies and gentlemen who want to personally thank you first of all and share some specific questions with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Marcos. Mabuhay. This is Mafet. Yes. First, I'd like to thank you because I used my Healy device since June 8th when we met you here in Manila, and I have problems with I have sleep issues. But now whenever I use the Relax program, even before the program is finished, I can sleep already. And then just recently, I had a 2 days indulgence, eating good food and drinking wine, and then this resulted to a gout flare up. Okay, and gout is really, really very painful. But I wanted to know if just with the use of the Healy device, without any medicine, if I'll get well. And I'd like to thank you because I just used one program after the other, and I was able to walk and do my usual chores even on the first day. And now, so I'd like to thank you. And now I have a question.
Yes, please.
My question is, I'm a wellness enthusiast, and because of that, I like to use natural products and means to address my health issues. And I've also shared this with my friends, and that they tell me, Muffet, how do you reconcile the fact that we want natural products and yet we have to get wellness from the use of a smartphone and Bluetooth, which emits electromagnetic field and therefore radiation. So are we protecting ourselves against the EMF through the use of Healy? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience. And I want to go directly to your question regarding the cell phone radiation. Yeah, that's true. The cell phone radiation is not very positive. So we should reduce the use of a cell phone to the minimum as possible. Therefore, if you use the Healy, you just have to use the smartphone to program it, to choose the program which you want to do, and to put the intensity. Then you can disconnect, you can put off the Bluetooth, you can even put off your smartphone. Healy continues. This is the best way to use Healy. Just use the smartphone to program it, to choose the right program, put the right intensity, and then put it away and give you peace. Because if you have a smartphone, you will have no peace. It will constantly ring. It will constantly disturb you. And it's nice also from time to time to be just for yourself, be with the Healy just for yourself. And then there is no Bluetooth and there is no smartphone, and go to nature and enjoy the frequencies, because frequencies actually is something natural. Electricity is something natural. In your body, there is natural electricity, there's natural frequencies. So, of course, it's a technical device, but we're living in a technical age. So technology has changed our lives so much, not always to the better. So we should use the technology to change our life to the better. And I think Healy is such a technology which gives much more benefits than problems. There's always a problem with every technology. There will always be some disturbing things. But I think with Healy, the benefits are much more than the side effects or the complications.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Teddy.
Is it morning then, sir?
Morning.
Yes, it's a very good morning.
So it's in the mountainous area, it's full of ions, negative ions. Cell phone emits positive ions. In the mountains, you have negative ions. My question is your program, is the negative ions part of your Healy program?
You're asking if there's a program to increase the negative ions?
Yes.
Yes, yes, of course. Yes, this is one of the most important ways how Healy functions, because it uses electrons. So what is the polarity of an electron? It's negative. It's a minus charge. It's a negative charge. So we need a lot of negative charge. This is basically life energy. Electrons are life energy. But electrons' energy quality it depends on the vibration. It depends on the frequency. So if you have electrons with the right frequency, with the right vibration, then it will support your body to have enough negative ions, because negative ions are natural antioxidants. And this is actually what Healy supplies with the right vibrations, with the right resonances. But I take it as an inspiration to think about it deeper and maybe create special programs for negative ionization. So we can call it the mountain program or something.
Fantastic.
Just a second. Just a second. Yes.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Dr. Chuck, Austria. I wish I could go to Austria. I've not been there. But I'm a doctor of integrative medicine and actually a founder of an organization of integrative medicine doctors. So I have several questions. First of all, we've been using in also integrative medicine. I've been using what's called some devices that we use PEMF, pulse electromagnetic frequency. What is the difference between that kind of device, the devices of PEMF?
What are the frequencies?
Pulse electromagnetic frequency devices. In fact, the one I have is from Switzerland.
But this is a big device, very big, with like
it's a whole mat. Rely on it. So it's definitely not wearable. So what is the difference between that kind of device, although it's not a wearable device? It's not specific, or it's just a general device, the PEMF?
Pulsed electromagnetic frequencies.
Yes, because it's being sold in our integrated medicine conference. Different kinds of devices. Sometimes they would cost $1 million, 20,000, like that. So I'd like to compare it with the Healy.
Yeah, I can tell you. The pulsed magnetic therapy, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy uses maybe one frequency.
Okay, so it's just one frequency.
You can choose one frequency. Yeah, yesterday actually I looked into, there's one device which we have tested also, developed by a Greek professor, Papas, and it's a big device, like used in clinics. But in this device, you can adjust the frequency from 1 to 8 hertz. So you can choose the frequency, but the effect of this pulsed electromagnetic fields is not specifically depending on the frequency, but it's more depending on the energy. Yeah, it gives you the energy pulse. And so Healy, the effect of Healy is depending on the frequency, is frequency-specific microcurrent therapy. So we are working less on the power of the pulses, which give energy, but we work on the power of the resonance of the frequency. So in the Healy, we have more than 10 million frequencies to choose from altogether. It's 10 million different frequencies in the Healy, of which 144,000 are the Nununina frequencies. And we specifically choose in one program, not one frequency, but normally up to, in one program, maybe 6 times 60, up to 400 frequencies in one program.
I'm also talking about resonance. I've been doing diagnostic analysis of my patients using also a different gadget from, it's from US. They said it's a NASA technology. It's called Zyto, and the system is called limbic system analysis. And it seems to be similar to your analysis app, which I don't have yet, but it would screen a patient through a sensor device, and it would tell you whether you're toxic in certain heavy metals, chemicals, EMF, So is that similar with what we're going to have with our resonance?
I know this device which you're talking about. I have looked into the research, but this is a spectrometer, which is basically analyzing the electromagnetic. It uses a laser to activate, and then it analyzes the spectrum to tell you exactly what toxins are in your body and maybe minerals which you need and so on. No, we are using completely different technology. We're using a quantum.
Completely different. Okay.
Yeah, this is a completely different technology. Their device is definitely a good device. I like this technology, but we are analyzing on a deeper level through the quantum sensor. We are not doing a biophysical analysis. It's a different principle.
Thank you very much. And actually, most of my questions, but I won't give them anymore. Those were the important ones. But we're very concerned about patients with chronic renal disease. There's a lot of them. Is it going to be treatment of these patients similar to how you did it with your liver cirrhosis patient? You can use the meridian frequencies for kidneys, and you can use the female or male frequencies in the deep cycle to improve the energy of the kidneys, so that it will improve its filtration functions and help the patient recover, or maybe they will end up in less dialysis or prolong their time before they would need one. Regenerate the kidneys, basically, also. And also, would you have in your stem cell, it will be able to help regenerate the kidneys, because this is such a big problem here in the Philippines. We have so many patients going through dialysis. It's like our Department of Health doesn't want to treat patients anymore.
Kidney is the most important organ according to the traditional Chinese medicine. All the energy is coming through the kidney. And the kidney is so important for us because it's balancing the ions in the body, the electrolytic balance, and therefore the frequency very, very nicely responds as the kidney very nicely responds on frequencies. So we can have a very good effect on the kidneys with the Healy device, and it will make a big difference. So whatever chronic diseases someone has, you first have to start to treat the kidney and the liver. This is the secret. Always start to treat kidney and liver. And kidney is more important. You start with the kidney and then you continue with the liver. So these two organs are the basis of our all health.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Chris. Thank you.
I've been, hi Marcos. So I've been working energy healing for quite some time, but this is on the spiritual side as opposed to the physical side. And I've been working on quantum energy as well, but on the spiritual side. And in the past few weeks, because probably of the astrological considerations, placements, I have been having some imbalances or an energy influx. There's an energy influx in my there's too much energy or running through my body, and how can, and it is full of frequency. I understand that your device is about frequencies, and how can your device address, how can it ground the energies into a state of balance by adding in more frequency into bodies? Because I am quite, I'm sure it's not just me who's having this experience, especially those who are also in their spiritual path. And this could also help the person if there's a program that could balance it using, let's say, a magnetic frequency, or how do you balance it when there's such a surge of energy? That's one thing. And the other question
how to balance if there is such a what?
Surge of energy. Surge.
What is surge?
Influx of
Influx.
High energy influx.
Okay, let me answer this.
Instant.
Let me answer this first. So I think my intuition is that in such a case, you should do something like this. You can use a program like Balance, for example, Pure Balance, and also the program Energy. But what you should, from the gold cycle, but what you should do is you should, maybe during using Healy or after, you should be barefoot on the grass. Because in this way you ground yourself. You ground yourself, and if you're standing barefoot on the ground, you connect your feet to the earth and your head to the sky. So there is already an energetic potential in your body. And all the energies which are not good, they will go through the earth and you will be released from it. So if you do this 20 minutes every day, it will help you tremendously.
And then that would really help if that's the case.
And you can use, you can use program Balance. You can use programs from Gold Cycle. Balance and Being is very good, and Pure is very good. And even the Energy program will give you the good energy, but you have to ground yourself.
There's one more thing. Since we value so much about the processing of the emotional imbalances of people, like the other
try to speak more, because the connection is very bad with the microphone.
Because I'm just afraid to touch the microphone, and even the energy of the screen, it's like bumping on my face right now.
You're very sensitive.
So, so for example, since we're in emotional healing as well, we value so much the process of the person, because we believe that the reason why we are having these emotional imbalances is we have to transmute them in one way or another. There is a life lesson to learn, and we value that so much in order for the person to cut the karmic cycles of every person. And when it comes to the product, the product, how can it be integrated with the healing, with the emotional healing of the person, without bypassing the lessons that they have to be learned, that they have to learn.
Yes. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you use Healy, you will still have to learn the lessons of your life. Don't worry. But
so would the energies actually help me understand how the energies of healing, how the micro
let me share my thoughts on this, because it's very hard for me to understand you. The microphone is not working very well, but I think I understood your question. There is something very important to understand, because our psyche has a consciousness and the unconscious. And the lessons we have to learn are related not so much to our consciousness, but to those parts of ourself which are unconscious to us. And this parts of ourself has energy. So within our unconscious, there is what Carl Gustav Jung called complexes. It's complexes of energy. They have a center. It's a central topic. And this topic is surrounded by other ideas and emotions and thoughts, and they all add up their energy. So such a complex in our subconsciousness has an energy. And it wants to come up. It wants to come to our consciousness. But we don't allow it. We use a lot of energy to keep it unconscious. So 80% of our energy we waste by suppressing the unconscious things which want to be part of our life. These are the lessons of our life, to integrate those parts of ourselves which we cannot accept because of our education, because of our morality, because of our religion. Religion always tells us what is possible and not. So all the things which society, religion, our ego doesn't allow to be a part of our life is still there, and it's taking energy every second, every hour, every day. So they stay in the unconscious and take energy, but there's something even worse. They are not only taking energy, but if you suppress them more than 7 years, sometimes earlier, they take a way around because you don't listen to this energy. They manifest in your body as the symptoms. So the body is a language. It can tell you what kind of emotions, what kind of experiences are a part of yourself, but you don't allow them to come into your consciousness. You don't integrate them into your ego. Your ego says, no, that's not me. This is a part of my enemy. It's not me, it's a devil. It's a devil, it's a demons, it's Donald Trump, or it's Putin. Or whatever, you know? I think Philippines like Americans, so you don't have an issue with Donald Trump, probably. Like we Germans, we have an issue, but anyways, he's probably a nice guy if he's not using Twitter. But anyway, so this parts of ourselves, they start to talk to us in a way which we have to listen to. And this is called a disease. But it cannot be also something else. It can also manifest through other people. It can manifest through the government, which suddenly causes problems to us. Whatever we don't integrate in ourselves will appear as destiny in our life. So these are the lessons of life. So what to do about it? What to do about it? How to solve this? So that you don't have to go through all these troubles. Because you don't have to. It's not necessary. If you learn the lesson means if you accept this part of yourself, then you don't have to go through it externally. You don't have to face the disease. You don't have to face the government officer who's getting on your case or whatever. So how can Healy help with this? How can frequencies help with this? Frequencies cannot help, but the quantum sensor in the Healy can help, because the quantum process is the connection between the consciousness and the unconscious. The quantum level of reality, especially in our brain, is making things which were unconscious, conscious. The quantum process is the bridge between the unconscious and the consciousness. So what Healy does, if you start the Healy through a real-time quantum process, physical quantum process, which is inside the Healy, and you have the Healy close to your body, close to yourself, it recognizes the energies from the unconscious, translates them into frequencies, and gives them through your body. So it kind of opens a window between the consciousness and the unconscious. And it helps you if you allow it. You still have to agree to the process. You have to be open. It helps you to integrate those energies which have been troubling you for so long time. So it's almost a kind of frequency indicated psychoanalysis, because the goal of psychoanalysis is to reunite the consciousness and the unconscious. In the religions or in the alchemy, it's symbolized by reuniting God and goddess, or the king and the queen, or the male and the female, or the yin and the yang. So these two parts of us have to be integrated, and the integration is happening through the quantum process. And therefore, if you use a Healy consciously, as you say, in a spiritual way, you're opening your consciousness to those parts of yourself which have been suppressed in the unconscious for one life or even 10 lives.
Yes, that gives clarity. Thank you. Just one last question, since you've explained that it would, I agree that the quantum energy is like the meeting point of both unconscious, subconscious, and as a whole. The question is, since we are transferring, since you said, by connecting the device near your subconscious area, it would somehow read or have an analysis using the device. Would there be like an interpretation also using the app? Will there be, because I don't have the product yet, so that's why I'm really open to this, and I really want to understand how the product could integrate, especially with the spiritual practices and in any practice connecting the spiritual realm to the physical realm. So how would Healy have in the app an analysis of a reading of some sorts of those energies in the subconscious? So it could be transferred to the.
For this, you need to use the aura module of the resonance. Healy resonance aura is doing this kind of readings on the emotional level and can also go to the spiritual level.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Celia, here we are, man. Celia. Marcus is here, don't worry. Here is it.
Sir, good afternoon. I'm Celia. Last 2015, I was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. My doctor said that the valve on my veins on my both legs are no longer functioning. So I have to wear compression stockings. However, she told me that the compression stockings will not cure my condition, but it will just slow down the progression of the condition. Meaning to say, I have to wear compression stockings for the rest of my life. So my question is, can Healy help the valve on my veins functional again so that I will no longer need the compression stockings? Because if Healy can help me, I also have cousins, because they said that the disease can also transfer to the next generations. So yes, it is hereditary. So if Healy can help me, I also have cousins with the same condition. So if Healy can help me, then my cousins will be, Healy can help my cousins as well.
I cannot answer this question specifically because I don't know the exact reasons. But the answer of this kind of questions is always the same. If you use the frequencies to balance your bioenergetic field and to give energy to your body and your cells, then anything can happen. So I can't give a specific answer, unfortunately, because I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose you. So any specific answer I would give here would not be really honest. It would be just to please you. So I believe that if you use the Healy, especially the gold cycle, balance, pure being, energy, this is as beneficial as eating in a healthy way, as moving in a good way. So we have a lot of cases where Healy has helped also in this kind of situations, but a specific answer, I'm very sorry, I cannot give to you in such a situation. It's not possible.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is Connie next?
Hello, I'm Connie. I'm also a naturopath and a functional medicine practitioner. I am very happy to have our Healy in the Philippines. Actually, I've been using it already for 3 weeks and having good results already. My question is, from the non-physicist's point of view, I wish to know how come one of the contraindication of Healy is the one with amalgam restoration? And according to the manual, Healy frequency is all about microvolts and microvolts, and we're just recharging every cell membrane. And how come and I also learned that it can target a specific organ. How come it affects the one who has amalgam restoration? Can you kindly explain to us the mechanism of action against amalgam restoration? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this is a big problem in Germany also, because everyone got amalgam. And we actually recommend the people to extract the amalgam in a good way, because if you do it, if you take the amalgam out of your mouth, maybe a lot of this gets in your body in the process. So it's also a little dangerous. So you have to do it in a really good way with a good expert who knows how to protect your body from this. And then Healy can be very helpful for the purification of the remaining mercury in your body and the other heavy metals, because we have the pure program, we have the detox program. And so people who can afford to go through a good extraction of the amalgam, this is very much helpful. And then with Healy, you can support the process of getting all the remaining toxins out of the body. This is what we recommend to the people. But I'm not sure if I addressed your question perfectly, because still I basically only understood each second word if you speak, because of the microphone.
We can hear you very, very well. Okay.
Does it follow that my patient who has that, I have to put a hold on it first before they have to remove first their restoration? Does it follow?
The people your patients have to first remove the amalgam.
Is that a yes? Okay.
It's a question.
No. No, they don't. No. It's only a recommendation.
Okay.
No. Don't worry. You can use Healy. In any case, you can use Healy. With amalgam, you can use Healy. Without amalgam, you can use Healy. And you can use Healy to detox the body from the heavy metals.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Don't worry about this.
Sally, is Sally, yeah. Please. Yeah, thank you.
Guten Morgen, Marcos. I'm Sally. I'm from Iloilo. It's 1 hour flight from Manila. I've been to Germany 3 times, attending Humboldt University courses, and the other one is on impact work. So I've been working so much on development work for 20 years. I am an advocate of organic farming, natural farming, and more on the preventive things when it comes to health. And I'm so happy. It's my first time to hear about it. So I want to thank my friend who have me to be here today. So I'm so amazed with this technology, because as a businesswoman and a consultant, I've been promoting also more on the preventive side. It's more on strengthening, enhancing immune system rather than the curative side. So my question is, because from question number 1, they're more on highly technical questions. When we wanted to promote this technology because we want to help lots of people, especially Filipino. And most of them are in the countryside. So how can we somehow laymanize or we have to communicate in simple things so we can educate people. Because education is very important so that the people can be part of the program. I'm so amazed with the program, and I wanted also to promote this one. And my question actually is there a certain, what age does Healy accommodate, like infants? Is it okay to use the Healy program for infants, for old people? How old? And the second one is, I know that the program is more on the preventive side. My mother is diabetes mellitus patient, and she is needing maintenance. I've heard a while ago that it can address using the gadget and using the program of the Healy. How about if a person is already undergoing like 2 times dialysis per week?
Dialysis?
So those are my 3 basic important questions. One, in order to promote this technology, we need to somehow simplify our terminologies because some of the people are not that highly technical. Second, infants can be part of the Healy program, or is there a certain age? Third, diabetes mellitus can be addressed, or a person undergoing times 2 dialysis per week. Thank you. If you can.
Okay, thank you. All right, 3 questions. So the first question about education. Yes, it's very, very important that we teach the people about how Healy works and how to use the programs in a simple language. And we will build up an academy, an online academy, to teach all the things very systematically. It's actually something I wanted to do here in my holiday, to sit together with some of my friends who are also here from our company, and design the curriculum of our online academy. So this will be something very important, that we have basic education for the normal people, but we have specialized training for the doctors and for very good people for our training for our members. And this is something which I want to develop in the next 3 to 6 years, so that we have very good online training for these people with videos and so on. So this is something we very much need, and we don't have it yet to the extent which we need. Therefore, it's important that we have at least this kind of events, and you can ask your questions and can teach the other people. Second is regarding children and infants. Unfortunately, electrostimulation is not considered to be used just for all infants. Not because it is harmful, but because it is not extensively tested with small children. Therefore, officially, we are saying it's not for the use of small children. Of course, it doesn't harm them, but there are no studies proving the security, the safety. And therefore, if somebody uses it for the children, it's on his own risk. We as a company somewhere probably state that it's not for small children. I wanted to find a solution for this, because in the future we will have also 2 pages for programs only for small children. So it's a little a contradiction, that we can solve the contradiction, because in November, another new product, which I didn't tell you about, is the magnetic converter. The magnetic converter is a small, looks like a small UFO. A small thing. Yeah, small UFO, looks very good. And you connect it with your Healy, and it will convert the frequencies into magnetic, very, very nice, very good, strong magnetic field, a 3-dimensional magnetic field, which has even 2 frequencies. So there will be 2 magnetic fields in an interference. So this is safe for children, for even officially absolutely safe for small children or like infants. And if we have this, we will come out with additional program pages for infants and for small children, so that we can officially promote it also for child care, for treatment of children. This magnetic field converter, which we will come out with in the end of the year, will be very interesting because it can give the frequencies to your body without connecting to the electrodes. This is number 1. And it will be able to handle 2 frequencies simultaneously. So you connect 2 Healys to it, and it will create a holographic magnetic field with 2 frequencies, which is very important to use Healy for McMakin programs. You have heard about Dr. Carolyn McMakin from the US. And she has given all her knowledge, all her frequencies, and all her treatment protocols to us exclusively. Like Nununina has done. She is one of the most amazing researchers on frequencies in the last 30 years. So we are integrating all her protocols, all her frequencies into the Healy, and this device will be called McHealy. It's 2 Healys together. It will also come in the end of the year. So you put 2 Healys together and have a new app, and it can use all these protocols. It's very, very effective after accidents. It's very effective after operations, for sports injury, for sports regeneration. It's extremely effective for post-traumatic stress syndrome. There are studies for this. It's amazing. And for this, you need the 2 frequencies simultaneously. So you need 2 Healys, and we will have 1 magnetic converter, the small UFO, which can create a field which has 2 frequencies. And it can also be used for the children. So it's the answer to your second question. The third question, again, I cannot answer here because it's a very specific medical situation, and I just don't, I cannot give a general answer to this. Use the programs for support the kidney, use the gold cycle programs, and I have heard about many cases using this very successfully, but I don't want to answer specific, serious medical questions in such a format. Thank you. So this was already more than 12. This was already more than 12 questions, isn't it?
Oh, the last 4, Marcus. The last 4. Thank you so much. Archie, Mr. Archie, go.
Yes, I'm Archie Robles. Sir, thanks so much for taking time with us this afternoon. So my question is about safety in making use of the gadget, this Healy.
Yeah.
Is it just safe if you're going to make use of this Healy one after the other? I understand that there are about 12 programs in gold Healy, 7. So is it just okay if we're going to use for instance 1 hour after the other, then make use of all the programs for the whole day? Is there any overdose or overuse or over exposure of these programs?
Definitely, we don't recommend to use more than 3 programs in a day. So it's enough to use 2 programs, maximum 3 programs. You can use 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. But if you use 3 programs in a day, drink a lot of water. I'm already drinking, so it's very important to drink good water, at least 1.5 liters in the morning. If you use 2 programs, and 0.5 liter in the afternoon, drink enough water. And my recommendation is 2 or 3 programs is enough. If you use more, nothing bad will happen. But there is a certain, give time to your body to digest the frequencies. like if you watch one movie after the other, you can watch, I like to watch good movies, but if you watch one movie after the other, sometimes you need time to digest what is coming up in the movie. You know, take 2 or 3 programs a day. Don't take more. Only if you have maybe an absolute emergency situation. But drink enough water and take time for relaxation, because your body needs time to digest the programs, to digest the frequencies. Don't stress it.
About the program about the energy, giving us the energy. What about if you use that particular program for giving us surge of additional energy in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you need more energy, and in the evening, is it just okay if you're going to expose yourself another?
I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's a special program, so you can use it 3 times a day. If you're in lack of energy and you feel it really helps you, then you can do it. Yeah, I think thrice a day is okay. But don't become dependent. Don't become dependent on Healy.
Last 3, Marcus.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I've been using Healy for the past week, and I have several health issues, but the most important one I want is to be treated is about the kind of urination I do, because there is irritation whenever I so in the past 2 years I've been undergoing examinations, but they could not see any defect in my kidney. And I had to sought help from a faith healer who told me that there is a blockage in my ureter. But this was not seen during my examination in the hospitals, like ultrasound, so on and so forth. No stone was detected. Then I had to resort to using this Healy, because when I learned that this is a good treatment device, I started using it. But the problem is, there is still the pain here. I had to use force whenever I urinate. What is the possible, is there a regimen I should follow in treating my problem? Because when I started using it, I was told to use pure, and then energy. Then I started using also pure, and then release. So what could be the most appropriate treatment I should do or follow?
Of course, again.
More effective.
Of course, again. Please let me already answer. Of course, again, this is a very, very specific medical question, and I already twice said I don't answer this kind of very specific medical questions in public. So I'm not a doctor, and it's not the right thing to discuss this kind of things in front of so many people. So, but you asked already, I think pure and release, this is a very good program from the Gold Cycle. Maybe you need some more specific program by a doctor who works with a Healy professional and can give you customized program for your specific situation. We have a support for this. We call it a medical support, where we give people customized programs, because we can send them through the internet to the smartphone, and you will have it. In future, we will also have doctors, lots of doctors in the Philippines who use the Healy Professional. Healy Professional is a device which will be also coming in October, which is a big clinical device, use it with a big computer, And with this, you can create Healy programs for each situation and give it to the patients. So we need doctors in the Philippines or naturopaths, therapists who use this Healy professional so that you don't have to tell the story to me, but you can go to them and they will give you specific frequency programs. This is the situation. We are pioneers. We are in a pioneer phase. We are just building up our culture in the Philippines. And I'm so happy that you are there, and there are doctors and there are therapists and there are leaders and network members to get it organized, to get everything in place so that we can help everyone to the best extent. So I think you're using the good programs already. I would ask maybe you or someone from your, someone from your group can write a question to the medical support in our support team to give you a specific answer on your question, because I can't. In our medical support, we have therapists who can create specific programs if they know your history. Okay?
I have another question. Which is more preferable, using the electrodes or one in the wrist? The bracelet.
Using the
Yeah.
Okay. It depends what you want to treat. If you want to treat a depression, it depends on what you want to treat.
The most important one, I said.
No. You shall use through the wrist, and maybe you should use locally. You put the local electrodes.
I'm using that also.
Okay. So use the local electrodes, this ones.
Yes.
And use the wrist. Don't use this. This is not for this situation. Local and wrist.
Okay.
Thank you. Last two, winner. Thank you very much.
Good morning, doctor. I'm Dr. Sapa, practicing internist and endocrinologist. I just have two short questions. With regards to the use of the Healy in patients with pacemaker, is it an absolute contraindication, the use of Healy? The second question is updates.
First, let me first answer. There is no difference between contraindication and absolute contraindication. So in our instruction manual, it's written that if you have a pacemaker, don't use the Healy around the heart. So in this case, you should use the Healy through the feet. Yeah.
We are learning.
The second question, since there is an increasing prevalence of autistic individuals all over the world, do you have any updates on success stories in the use of Healy in these autistic individuals?
I didn't understand the question, I'm sorry.
Autism affected patients.
Autism.
Yes. Any success stories of the use of Healy for patients with autism?
Learning program, maybe?
No, I don't have any specific update on it, but I will inquire from our therapists and see if there's some special programs for autism, then I will supply it. I will ask our therapist. I will ask our medical advisory board, because I know there has been many cases treated successfully, but I don't have specific information on it. I need to inquire for autism because it's very important, and maybe we should include it. I want to say something now, something general, because Healy in Europe, it's a medical device, class 2A. for the treatment of pain and fibromyalgia and for depression and for psychological disorders and so on. All the other applications are not recognized by orthodox medicine, but they are like considered to be bioenergetic balancing. In the Philippines, the situation is different because we are in the process of doing the medical certification for Healy in the Philippines, but it can take 3 months, it can take 6 months. You never know how long it takes if you're dealing with the government. You know, it's not an issue. We will get the medical certification because it's the same process like in Europe. It's internationalized, it's standardized. And our clinical studies and our technical documentation is on the highest level. We are just getting FDA in the United States. So we will also get it in Philippines, but it will take, I don't know, 3 months or 6 months, whatever. Until this time, we are selling in the Philippines the Healy Wellness. Healy Wellness means it doesn't have the medical programs for treatment of pain and depression, but it has only bioenergetic programs for this purpose. It's no difference, but it's a difference in the wording. It's a difference in the statement. So until then, Healy is not a medical device in the Philippines, but it's a device for bioenergetic balancing. It's anyway exactly what Healy is. It's only a technical difference, but you should be aware about. So we should not use the terminology of treating diseases, but we are giving bioenergetic support. It's the same for me, because this is what Healy is doing. I don't even want to treat diseases. I don't want to concentrate on diseases, but support the body in its bioenergetic vitality for the cells to take care of itself. It's not a difference in science, but it's a difference in the wording, how we talk about it. So I want you to be aware about, if you talk to others, don't tell to the people in the Philippines, Healy is a medical device. This will still take some months. Tell them it's Healy Wellness. It's for bioenergetic balancing. Of course, if people have a disease, they can use it. Why not? Everyone needs this bioenergetic support. This is very important because we always too much talk about diseases. I understand, because people have diseases and we want to help the people. But what Healy offers now in the Philippines is not treatment of diseases. It's only bioenergetic support. This is very important because we don't want to cause problems in this. We as a company are very clear about our wording. And as soon as we get the medical certification in the Philippines, we can change also the wording. We can say we can treat the pain, we can treat depression, we can treat anxiety. But all the other applications are bioenergetic support. So it's only a general remark which I wanted to make so that you are aware about it. And if you talk to others, if you recommend the Healy to others, which I very much hope, then you can spread this message. You understand this?
Fantastic, fantastic. Last question, Marcus. You made it almost. Thank you so much.
Great.
Berlio, Mr. Berlio.
Marcus,
Yes.
Wonderful. Good morning. I am Dr. Berger Spina, a naturopath. By the way, I would like to congratulate you for being an outstanding inventor, because you invented this Healy, an amazing gadget that will help mankind. Now, my problem is, unfortunately, 2 years ago, I suffered stroke, and I was paralyzed. My right body was paralyzed. Slowly, for several months, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm only taking ginseng because that's the product that I really believe. Now, without the wheelchair, I can walk, but with the use of a cane, And thanks to the one who invited me, because I was really amazed of your product, of your invention. And I believe I can be cured and will be back to normal using your healing. Is there a case or that case like mine that been cured by your Healy gadget medical device? Can it help? Is there a frequency that can help me to return back to normal? Marcus. So, is there a case that was used?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming to this convention. And it's again the same thing. I don't answer specific medical questions in such a public forum. It doesn't make sense. But I know that many people who came with your condition and used Healy experienced a very good improvement. We have many cases like this. So you can use Healy, and I very much hope that it will help you, but I can't give you any more specific answer in this format. I'm sorry for this, but better you ask the therapists which are there. I have seen some naturopaths and some therapists in the audience who have spoken, and they can give you some more specific recommendation. But I'm very confident that, and I very much hope that if you use Healy, it can help you. But please understand that I don't want to, and I can't give a more specific answer in this situation.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Marcos, do you allow me a small dessert for you, very quick?
What? Yes.
Ein kleiner Nachtisch für dich, a small dessert, 2 quick questions.
Two questions.
Two, very fast, German style.
Quick questions, yes.
Okay. One is sinusitis and Crohn.
What?
Sinusitis? Sinusitis? Help me, please. Sinusitis? Hörst du mich?
Ja, ich höre dich. Medical support. Medical support.
Und Crohn? Medical support?
Medical support. Medical support. Write to the medical support, please.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcos.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to meet you all here, and I'm looking so much forward to come back to Manila. And
we are planning.
Yes, we are planning. Maybe end of August.
End of August, early September. Yes.
Yes, early September. Great. I'm so much looking forward, and I would like to see a little more of the country. I think you have very beautiful nature.
Come back soon.
Yes. I like nature more than the cities. So I'm very much looking forward to come back and see all of you and bring more people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The nation is waiting for you.
Yes.
So,
wonderful.
Austria. Dankeschön. Thank you, Stefan.
All the best. Yes, Stefan. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Manila.
Ciao. See you soon. Ciao.
Very good. Take care.
Ciao. We continue.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Yes, please.
Au revoir. Ciao.